In this video, we'll be hunting a box of nickels. We'll be looking for any nickels older than 1960, including war nickels, buffaloes, or anything older. We'll also be looking for any foreigns, proofs, heirs, or varieties, or any other cool things we can find. And we do have quite a few enders in this box, all just older Jeffersons. This one right here is a 1940, and then this one's a 1946, I believe, and then right here we have another 1940, and right here we have a 1953. So hopefully all those enders are a good sign. Let's start the hunt, and I'll bring you in when we have our first find. Roll 4, and we have our first find, and it's a foreign, and based on the edge, that might be from the Bahamas. Yeah, it is. We found one of these a nickel box or two ago, and this one's a 2005 with the pineapple on it. That's cool foreign. Next roll, and we have another foreign. It's right here, and it's a Canadian nickel, and this one's from 1986. Same roll, and we have our first couple older Jeffersons of the box. First, we have a damaged 1941 out of Philly, and then we have a 1959 out of Denver. Roll 7 was our first ender, and I actually had a couple more older Jeffersons in the roll. The ender is this 1940, and it's minted in Denver. And we also had a 1948 out of Philly, and a 1956 minted in Denver. Next roll, and we have another 1941 Philadelphia. Once again, next roll, and we have another nickel from the 40s. And this one is a 1940 from San Francisco. Roll 11, and we have another 50s nickel, and this one's another 1959 from Denver. Roll 14, and we have our first nickel from the 30s. It's just a common 1939 out of Philly, and it's not the DDR, but any nickel from the 30s is a good find. Roll 19, and we have another nickel from the 50s. This one's a 1952, minted in Denver. Roll 24, and we have another nickel from the 40s, and this one is a 1941 out of Denver. Roll 25 was the 1946 ender, and it came with one other find. The 1946 ender is minted in Denver, and it also came with a 1957 that's also from Denver. Next roll, and we have a couple more older Jeffersons. First, we have another 1941 out of Philly, and next we have another 1957 Denver. Roll 29 was the third ender of the box, and it is a 1940 minted in Philly. Just opened roll 30, and we're going to have the third foreign of the box. It is right here. And it is a Canadian nickel, second from Canada, and it's in 1994. Roll 32, and we have a pretty good find. I already pulled out a 1946 out of Denver. I just uncovered a 1961 proof. A couple boxes ago, we got a 62 Philadelphia proof. Now we have a 61. These proofs weren't struck in cameo finishes, so that's why it doesn't have one. It does have a lot of steps on it, and it does have a little bit of that proof shine left. So it's definitely a 1961 proof, and that's an awesome find. Same roll, and in the few coins that were left, there was a 1956 out of Philly. Roll 36 was the 1953 ender, and I just opened the roll, and there's a 4 and a couple coins behind it. So the 1953 ender is actually in pretty decent shape, and it's out of Denver. Then a couple coins behind, we have the third Canadian in the box, fourth foreign overall, and it's in 1999. Roll 42, and we have another nickel from the 50s. This one is a 1952 from Philly. Next roll, and we have another older Jefferson. This one is another 1940 out of Philly. Roll 46, and we have another nickel from the 40s. This one is yet another 1941 Philly. Roll 48, and we just have a 1959 nickel out of Denver. Next roll, roll 49, and we have a couple more nickels from the 40s. First is another 1941, but this one's from Denver. Then we have it from 1946 out of Philly. Last roll of the box gave us one last find, and it is a 1955 out of Denver. Now let's go on to the wrap-up. Nickel box has been hunted, so let's go over the finds. We ended up getting 11 S-mints, 4 foreigns, 3 of them were Canadian from 1986, 1994, 1999. Then the other foreign we got was a Bahamas nickel from 2005 with the pineapple on it. Then older Jeffersons, we got a pretty good amount. Not too bad. No semi-key dates or key dates, but we did get a 1939 out of Philly as our oldest nickel. And the find of the box was this 1961 proof. Cleaned up pretty nice. Definitely hasn't been in circulation for too long, but it is a little circulated. But still, overall, that's a pretty nice pull from circulation. And overall, this is a pretty good nickel box.